Hi everyone, it's Lo here again, and today we're going to look at some of my old OCs. For the ones who don't know, OC means original character or original original content, also out of control, but I use original character. So these are characters that I made when I was about 6 to 10 years old. So before we start, I forgot to mention that I'm only going to include my drawing OCs. Because I made a lot of OCs, I also made a lot of OCs for writing purposes. But I'm not going to show them, because then this video is going to be way too long. And I'm going to be telling you a little bit about them. And I'm also going to remaster and redraw them, so they'll look more like the style I'm used to today. And I'm also going to tell a little about my recent OCs and the ones I use currently. And oh boy, are we in for a treat. Because my old OCs are... well, there's something. So, first of all is Flop. He's one of my first OCs that I made as a kid. And it's an alien. Basically, he comes from another planet. And well, he looks like this. He's just a joyful guy. He levitates above the ground, and I made him because I wanted to draw comics. So I designed this guy, and eventually I thought, this guy needs to have a female counterpart. And then I created this girl. Same alien species, but she's madly in love with Flop. So this girl was a little bit obsessed with that guy, and yeah, that's basically it. And he doesn't acknowledge her, so he's just like, okay, hi, you're a good friend. She's friend-zoned. So this is what he used to look like, and this is how I would draw him now, and this is his remastered version. So alongside Flop and his girl counterpart, I also had two other alien things. Toto and Omi, because I am terrible at thinking of names. My naming skills are atrocious. This is the first that came up to me when I made these, Toto and Omi, and I look back at them now, and they were friends of Flop, and I think, oh, they're horribly drawn, so I drew them again. This is how they look like now. And these are also aliens. They don't really have a backstory, they just were friends of Flop from the beginning, even though they're not the same alien species. Flop used to travel around space and make up new friends and such. Okay, now we're getting into animal territory. I made a lot of animal OCs. I believe I secretly was a furry when I was a kid, because this is terrible. There were too many animals. They're all my favorite animals, because I started out with a panda bear, a wolf, and a rabbit. And I was like, oh yeah, they're good, but I also like other animals. So I made a giraffe and a red panda bear. These were all my favorite animals as a kid. Alongside of these, I also had Octo and Bus. It comes from the word octopus, but I thought it was spelled like this, because I was a retard kid. I didn't know how to spell things. So I was like, I'm breaking this word down and making two OCs, because I love sea animals. So this one is called Octo, and that one is called Bus. So actually, Octo and Bus were one of my first OCs. So when I made Octo and Bus, I was like, oh, I like this. They're a duo. I like duos. And then I made Toto and Omi, because they look alike. They look very much alike. So these were all my animal OCs. And I remastered them, and now they look like this. This is Panda, this is Wolf, this is Rabbit, this is my giraffe, this is the red panda, and these are Octo and Bus. Now we're going to get to the recent ones, and these are way better. I like these way more, they're just nicer. So, first of all, we have two that you have probably seen around, Val and Phil. So they're two completely different things, but Val is one. Well, actually, I created Val as a kid, but I recently remastered him, so I'm not going to remaster him now. He's just going to stay like this. I believe I have a picture of this is how he first looked like when I first drew him. This was also a variation of another OC that I saw somewhere in an animation. And I recently, that was 3 years ago. And I redrew him, and now he looks like this. I redrew him like 3 years ago, and then I started scribbling him everywhere. Every test that I had, I drew him. Every notebook, he's somewhere to be found. And he's one of my favorites. He's always joyful, but he's very emotional. So he's joyful, but if he's scared, he's really scared. He's almost never angry. He's just a joyful and scared little thing. And I used to use him a lot in music videos because I love animating music videos, and I used him in a lot of those. And then we have Phil, this guy here. And I created him for a video that I animated, which was about love. And then I wanted to reuse him again in another video that was also about love. And I thought, I should make this my love OC. And I started thinking of words that had to do with love. And I thought of Valentine, and then I remember no, because his abbreviation would be Val, and I already have a Val. And then I thought of Eros. That was too plain, and it was too clear that it meant love. And I thought philo, because for those who don't know, eros and philios, they both mean love in the old Greek language. And I thought phileo, that's nice. That's a nice one. It's also too clear that it means love. And then I settled with phil, because it's short for phileo or philes, meaning love. And then we have another animal OC. It's not as atrocious as the previous animal OCs. This is Bee. And for those who wonder, it's not inspired by the Bee movie, it's just my Bee OC. So I wanted to attend an animation school to learn to animate better. And they wanted me to make a comic. And it was spring, and I thought of something spring related, so I made this guy. And it's a bee. And this bee has hay fever, because that's something bees have. His signature joke is that he's a bee with hay fever. It's summer now, of course. Well, at least in the northern hemisphere it's summer. It was spring last season. Oh, that is super obvious, but it was spring, and I thought of my bee character, so I made a bunch of comics relating to my bee character. So this is my bee with hay fever. And here are a few comics. And I'm not going to redraw him because this is the way I settled with him. It's just, it's nice how he is. I like him like this, and he's recent, so I'm not going to redraw him. Maybe in 10 years. And lastly, this is my OC that I recently found. I recently looked for my old portfolio, and then I remember this guy. He was in one of my notebooks. I don't have a name for him yet. That's where you guys come in. You guys are going to think of a name. I want him to be called something with Mr., so I've got a few options for you. The poll is over there, you can answer it now. I would love to know what you think. How should I name this guy? I don't know how I came up with him. I just wanted to draw a creepy thing, and I was sketching, and then suddenly I drew this. And I was like, hey, this looks nice. I'm going to draw this like bigger and better. And then I drew this, and I recently tried to draw him again, but well, it didn't work out. So I'm also not going to remaster him, but this is what he looks like. So these were my old OCs. Some of them were awesome. Some of them were, well, they were OCs. That's all I'm going to say about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Oh my god, I totally forgot to mention Sustry, but you guys all know who Sustry is by now. He's my little tree character. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, then give it a thumbs up, share it with all your friends, and I hope to see you in the next video. Lo out!